Well, hi everyone. How's everybody doing out there? Great to see you. In this video, we talk about a video that talks about fakes and shills on YouTube. Don't go away. Ooh, sorry, did I make you puke too? Sorry about that, guys. This is Rock Hard Riffs, the guitar channel for the self-taught, or are we? I don't know what we are after watching this one particular video that I had recently seen. I'm making this video on Sunday, July 7th. I just had watched the video yesterday. It was one of those videos that it's, you know, kind of obviously clickbaity, but sometimes things have to be that way in order to get your attention, right? It's just like I passed by it a couple times. You know, I watch YouTube as well. I look at it on my phone 9/10 of the time because I can't sit down very long because my back is screwed up. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so I scrolled past this and I'm like, I know what's going to be in this. You know, I have a good idea what's going to be in it, and I watched it, and I did. The video was pretty much about what I expected. But what I was thinking before I watched it, you know what will be interesting in this will be the comment section, as almost always. You're going to see things be bared that are confusing a little bit to YouTubers if you read the comments, and I'm going to read a few to you, but first we're going to go over what the content of that video was. Now, there was a lot in this, so I had to take notes. Please forgive me. Alright, basically what this video was covering, again, I'm not going to name names or anything like that. That's not what we're interested in. Again, why am I making this video? It's the same reason why I watched the other video. I want to see your input as YouTube viewers and subscribers, that sort of thing. I'm interested in your point of view, your perception, your perspective, okay? So, here it is, and hopefully you guys will let us know in the comment section. The main point of this video was that the vast majority of guitar channels are phonies, frauds, parasites, and leeches, okay? So I'd have to ask you, what type of channel is Rock Hard Riffs to you? What kind of channel is this? Is it a gear review type channel? And this is what this video was complaining about, was people like gear reviewers. Okay, now we review gear, right? We certainly do. And we're going to talk about some more of that coming up real quick. So that's what they're saying. Okay, they say the vast majority. They're also complaining about saying that, hey, there are never any bad reviews. Why is that? Because everybody's being paid, right? They're all shills. Right? Well, just again, to let you know, this channel, you know, we're small, we're tiny, we're, you know, not even 1,000 subscribers at the point that I'm making this video. Nobody has paid us anything, and nobody would pay a channel this small, as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge. But anyway, just so that everybody knows, I haven't been paid a penny for any of this stuff that I've gone over. In fact, the entire point of what I will, and I don't review either, guys. I overview. I try my best to leave it up to you to decide. I try not to influence videos like that. Now, of course, there are times I'll gush a little bit. It's like, wow, that's cool. I ask you to remember this. I have not been an active musician since about 1991. Okay? I had just gotten back into this about 5 years ago at the absolute most. Just trying to make videos as demos. That's what this channel originally was, for bands, to get into bands. But then my injuries got bad and it threw everything off, and now I'm doing what you see, because I can't play in a band because my back, we'll get to that later. No bad reviews. What's up with that? Why no bad reviews? Number one, is there some type of prerequisite? Does somebody have to have some type of qualifications to run a YouTube channel? The answer is no. So, is somebody really qualified to say whether this is good or bad? I'll say no. So that's why I don't say whether good or bad. I'll just say, wow, I like this a lot. I'm going to use it. Okay? And I use it. That's the thing, is all the gear that you see me reviewing or overviewing or whatever, I use it all. Just so you know, because that's what I would do. That's the point of my overviews and stuff, is equipment that I would actually use in real world circumstances. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, why no bad reviews? Again, because one man's treasure could be another man's poison. Okay, somebody may know something about a certain object, a pedal, whatever, what have you, that they may be getting that I don't. I'm just doing something wrong. That can happen, right? So I'm not going to give something a bad review because it might be me that's not understanding it correctly, right? And again, somebody just may prefer whatever that thing is, and I may just not like it. So I'm not going to badmouth. That's why this channel does not and will not give a bad review. Okie dokie. They also said pretty much that there is not one single trustworthy demo or review on YouTube, and they repeated that. There is not one single trustworthy demo or review on YouTube or the internet. Comment? Again, we overview, we do not review. Okay, now they start ragging on other channels. Okay, and I understand to a degree, but they did not name names. They did not mention names, and neither would I. Okay, but they were going over certain aspects of channels. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, and I understand to a degree why they're ragging on it, but really, they're talking about channels where now this kind of came from the comments, where people were saying that they can't stand channels that where the channel owner or whatever you call it has all kinds of tons of gear but can't even play two chords or put two chords together. That's like that's almost a quote. That's a paraphrase, right? But that's basically what they're saying. They can't play for their life, but they have all tons of gear and stuff. Okay, they have a point there. I would relate to that to say, like, what if you wanted to watch a cooking show, okay? But the host of the YouTube cooking show doesn't know how to cook, or they can just barely boil water. Okay, well, the answer to that is personality. They like what this person has to say, or it also can kind of, we go over the psychology of YouTube and why people watch certain videos, others are not too, you know, I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows either. But nevertheless, why attack that? Okay. Well, there are reasons, not necessarily to attack it, but let's say there was an industry that I used to be in where part of my profession was debunking a lot of bunk, a lot of fraud, a lot of nonsense, a lot of BS, a lot of, you know, some were not frauds, they just were abusive, let's put it that way, and it did damage to my industry on a local level. So it hurt my business because of others that really did not have their customers' best intent in mind. Let's put it that way, okay? You can take that way whatever you want. And it made those people not ever want to participate in that industry again, right? And so it did damage. It did actual damage. This guy, this person, this channel, whatever it is saying the same thing, that these type of channels do damage to legitimate, quote-unquote, in their terms, guitar channels. What's your opinion? Okay? Another one was they kept saying the bigger the smile of the host, the bigger the fraud. Well, I don't smile a whole lot on my channel, and there's a reason, and that's part of it. And that's only part of it that's come out of my mouth since I've been doing this channel. I've had an extremely bad infection in my jaw, and it nearly, I think, killed me. My dentist was like, man, you came in none too late, right? Not to mention what's going on with my back. So for that, I asked people to maybe give my playing a little quarter. Give me a little quarter on that. I'm trying to. And again, it's been 20 years. Nevertheless, no excuses. Part of this channel, from where I come from, is my rehabilitation. Okay? Now, whether people accept that or not, I don't care. But for me, that's a big part of why I do this channel, is to rehabilitate myself. I could barely get out of bed, guys, before I started this channel. Bad news. So anyway, now I'd say that these channels that they're talking about, are not completely without merit. There are some positive things about these so-called channels that they're talking about. What that is, again, that's up to you to decide. I would just suggest to them, don't overreach. Stay in your quote-unquote wheelhouse. Do what you know and know what you do, right? Don't overreach. That would be my advice. This is from the comments, that these channels are parasitic and vicious, self-indulgent gluttony channels. Wow. Tell us how you really feel. Now I want you to know, guys, there are also a bunch of comments talking about how there are channels that have like a really cheap guitar with a really expensive amp and with like $1,000 pedal board. And they're saying that of course the cheap guitar is going to sound good through all of that. Okay? I was kind of like, wow, well, I've done that, and let me explain. Most of my demos, whether you see this Marshall sitting here or not, are done through this amp. My Orange Crush 35 RT, which is at my feet. Why? Why do I use this amp more often than the Marshall? Because it sounds better. And it sounds over the camera mic. It sounds better. The thing with the Marshall is it has two very unique and different speakers in it. They both have to be mic'd to capture the true sound of the amp. And I'd need like a $1,200 Royer microphone along with my Shure SM57 to really capture the sound of it. Nothing I have recording-wise can capture the true sound of that Marshall. But oddly enough, this camera that I'm talking to right now, this little Sony Handycam, the microphone on that thing picks up this little Orange Crush solid-state amp I have almost so perfectly. It sounds so close to how it sounds in real life. That's why I use that to demo. So a lot of times you're not hearing this amp. Sometimes you do, but most of the time it's the Orange Crush. So it's not a grossly expensive amp with a really cheap guitar and pedals. Now I'll add pedals to those demos just so you can hear how it sounds with pedals. The last thing that I would want to put across in this channel is some type of pretense. I'm telling you like it is, guys. I haven't played professionally, quote unquote, for a good 20 plus years. I have been involved at a certain degree in the music industry. I was a band manager, agent, scout kind of thing for one band. I had been involved with a recording studio and other stuff, including my own bands and other things. Then I got back into it again. I was trying to join bands, screwed up my back, and here we are. This is where we are. That's why you see me wearing this thing all the time. That's a guitar harness, because my back, I have 14 pinched nerves in my back, and half of them are down at the base of my spine. So it makes setting a whole lot of fun. The other half are in my neck. So it makes having a guitar strapped around your neck a whole lot of fun. But as part of my rehabilitation to do this, I have to get back to normal behavior. I am on medication. I see a doctor regularly. All that sort of fun stuff. I stretch like you cannot imagine is what I can to my limitations. So my playing will not be perfect all the time. That I apologize for. Not a whole lot I can do about that. If you've ever suffered nerve pain, then you start talking. Alright guys, that covers it. That covers my notes. What are your opinions? What are your thoughts? I'm not here to stir controversy with other channels. That's not what this is about. The reason I'm doing this video is to try to convey to viewers and subscribers that money up to this point, which we have been around for 2 years now, has played no factor of any kind whatsoever. We're going to talk more about that kind of stuff, money, etc., in our upcoming 1,000 subscriber video, if and when we get to it. And then we'll talk about more, but it's nothing that I haven't spoken about previously in several other videos. Most of my subscribers are new. You probably have not seen those videos. So again, we'll talk about it when if and when we hit 1,000 subscribers. All right, guys. Again, keep chill. Be cool. Be cool what you say in the comments. Keep it cool as you can. But I really want to hear from you. What do you expect or want from a quote-unquote guitar channel. What is it that you think a guitar channel should have in order to be legitimate? In so many words. Alright? Okay guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.